All right, good morning, everyone. It is 8:30 in the morning of November the 19th. Is that right? I put it in the title of this video. I ought to be able to. Yep, November 19th, 2021, and this is my pre-market strategy session. So the first thing that we have up here is INTU. If it opened up right now, it would open up at $701.62. It's an 11.56% increase over its previous close. It just reported earnings. Earnings are up, revenue's up, and guidance is up. And in addition, it has gotten, at least in the news that I can find, it has been upgraded by 3 different analysts. One at Piper Sandler, another one at KeyBank, and another one at Barclays. So what happens this morning at the open? I imagine, after an 11% move on a stock that's just blasted into new all-time highs, it's my opinion that this thing will sell off a little bit. There's going to be, it's going to go, this morning's move will cause it to go like just completely parabolic. It's been making parabolic moves in the first place, So my guess is that there's going to be some profit taking at the open, and so I have a Fibonacci ready to go, and I'll be using the sort of regular same old Fibonacci setup. There are 50,000 shares traded on this thing so far this morning. I'll be looking for the dip below the open and a break back through, a dip below the 75 and a break back through the 75, or average in between the 61.8 and the 50. So that's INTU. Next up, I have LOGI. This looks like a technical bounce to me. Here's the daily. Looks like there was a bit of a, look at this trend here. 138. Here, let's see. Let's pull up the percentage loss here. So it made a peak of 140.17 on the 9th of January, or the 9th of June, 2021, and since then it's done pretty much a down. It's made a downhill slide since then, pardon me, with a couple of gaps in there too, a couple of downward gaps in there. So what's that? Let's see. Looks like about a 40% loss in the price of the stock, maybe 45%. Let's see. Let me move this over a little bit. Oh yeah, 44%. Yeah, 40. I don't even have to do the math for it. That's why I have that tool. 44% slide. So this morning looks just like it's a technical bounce to me. It looks like there's some folks who are trying to short it, and there's going to be a little bit of short covering right in here. But I really don't see LOGI going anywhere anytime soon, not after a chart like this. Decent earnings and revenues back here on the 25th of October. It's strange. I don't know what's going on with it. I haven't looked into it closely enough. So, but it's the third leading gapper this morning on the large cap gap scanner. And so I just figured I'd bring it up and kind of, highlight it for a minute. I don't think there's a trade here on a bounce. So if I were to, trade this, I'd put a Fibonacci at its, opening price extended down to its previous close. But I just really don't think any of those levels are going to be reliable for a bounce, given the sort of downward, trajectory. Why try and buy something that's, on its way down like that? And it looks to me like it has further to go. Probably, I don't know. It could be a 60%, sell off on this thing. So. Yeah, it's in my. I seriously doubt I'll have anything to do with it today. All right, LGVN, very interesting here. Let me pull this one up on the 10-minute. So I traded this one yesterday. I made a pretty decent profit off of it. it actually pepped up my winnings yesterday. So, and I had a funny feeling the news on this thing is fantastic. Uh, Longeveron gets UFFDA's rare pediatric disease designation for Lomecel B, an infant heart condition, shares surge. LGVN said Thursday the U.S. Food and Drug Administration granted a rare pediatric disease designation for Lomecel B to treat hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Lomecel B is an investigational drug that is currently being evaluated in the phase 2 trial for the rare and life-threatening congenital heart defect in infants. The biotech company said results from a phase 1 clinical study in patients with the disease showed that Lomecel B was well tolerated with no major adverse cardiac events and no infections considered to be related to the investigational treatment. So, yeah, okay. This thing basically bobbed around yesterday. I did manage to make a couple of successful trades on it here. Let's look at the 1 minute. And there have been so many instances where these small caps, they just, look how noisy this is. This is supposed to be a stock momentum play, but the choppiness, the super choppiness, I think there's some players on Wall Street who have just figured out how to just dampen volatility, or I'm sorry, dampen momentum. Because momentum trades, they don't look like this when they're. To me, it looks like someone put a noise machine on this thing. If there's anybody out there that's ever been in communications, I used to do satellite communications, and we used to. I've never actually jammed another signal, but I've jammed a signal that I've practiced jamming a signal that I've created. It's kind of a scholastic exercise, and there's a way to just put noise on a carrier, and that's what this looks like. It just turns everything into noise. I did manage to trade this thing. I think it was this break right here. Turned out to be reliable. That break right there, I got a piece of the action there, and then I think, yeah, I got a piece of the action right here. So I did have 2 successful trades on it, but the moves still aren't what it used to be like. And so now, after the close and then into this morning's open, the professionals, whoever, they get a piece of the action. I don't know. So it's just super noisy. We'll see how it trades today. I imagine it's going to be just as choppy as it was yesterday. And some of these levels, as they break, they might let them run. Whoever they is, I don't know. Whoever's doing this to the momentum trades, maybe they let it run, a couple times for a buck or two or something. But so, it's on watch. We'll see what happens. Right now. Oh, okay, so 1248 is a high from back here. Let's see, here's the $8, yeah, $8.40 right here. Here's another peak at $9.37, and then here's another peak at $12.48. And you can see this morning, it's easy to see on the 10-minute here. This morning came up, hit that 1248 level, pulled back. Found some power to drive through it. Then there's some profit taking, and then some new people entered right there at that 1248. What used to be resistance is now support. And now it seems to be catching a bid after it tested this area. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it break 1444 in the pre-market session. I might participate. We'll see. Okay. Then next up, GTEC. GTEC is one that I have traded a couple times before. The news this morning is that GTEC launches a second industrial vehicle line, electric vehicles. So GTEC has a history of popping up and selling off, popping up, selling off, opening high, selling off, popping up, selling off, popping up, selling off. So, there's no reason to really anticipate anything other than the same sort of behavior here this morning. I believe it'll probably pop up and sell off. That doesn't mean there won't be a trade available. It's just that you got to be super fast in order to be able to trade it profitably. So be careful on GTEC. Know your entry, know your exit, know your risk tolerance, and stick to your rules. All right, everybody. Let's see the broader market here. I haven't even really looked at it. It looked down this morning when the last time I checked. Let's see, SPY. Yeah, it's down by 0.2% from yesterday's close, 468.78. This is this red line here. This is a trend line. Let me just put, I think, a flat, 470.65 is what the the S&P needs, or the SPY, based on the S&P, needs to break and hold in order to make a new all-time high in the regular session. Actually, I already did it in the pre-market. So yeah, okay. Things are bullish right now. Let's see where the VIX is. The VIX is a little bit elevated. Yeah, right there at the top end of the range on the VIX. Yeah, today ought to be a pretty bullish day if the VIX is pulling away from the top end of its range right here. The next most logical move for it to do is to come back down. So yeah, it looks like a good day to look for long opportunities on the SPY. And let's see, crypto is getting beat up pretty badly. Yeah, Bitcoin's getting beat up here. This is a little bit larger than what would be considered kind of a regular pullback, at least with respect to equities. Bitcoin is something else completely different. This is nearly a 20% move down from its recent high here. So this is bound to get investors kind of puckered up. That's kind of the way this whole thing works. Is you got to be able to handle the dips. And so the 20% dip in anything is no laughing matter. What happens with Bitcoin, I don't know. I don't know anywhere near enough about Bitcoin in order to make any kind of a guess on where its levels are or anything really. It's still bullish though. I mean, look at this. Look at this from July. I mean, that's only July. This thing's put in. That's a huge move. Let's see, from the bottom down here in July to its new recent peak, it's probably like 50% or something. 133.9% move from late July to early November. Huge move. So yeah, it's going to pull back some, and it's going to be volatile. Do I think it continues? I do. I don't know how it's going to work, but cryptocurrency just really isn't my thing, though. All right, everybody. That is my morning strategy session. Good luck out there. Keep your risk tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you at the recap. I am out.